Am I audible, Vinod sir?
Yes, madam. Your voice is clear.
Okay. Good afternoon, all of you. My name is Kushali Nayak, dear researcher and session chair. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to this 5th International Conference on Information and Communication Technology of Competitive Strategy, ICTCS 2020 digitally on Zoom. We all have been striving very hard to fight against the pandemic, and we are currently in the second wave of COVID-19. The team of ICTCS wishes you and your family to take necessary precautions and be safe, stay healthy, and overcome this phase as well. The Global Knowledge Research Foundation are thankful to all our guests present on this platform to join us in these unpredictable times and make this conference as successful as the previous, and hope you will enjoy the knowledgeful and interactive sessions. I would also like to highlight that the presenters are given 8 minutes to complete their presentation. So request you to stick on the specified time allowed. Now I would like to introduce our session chair, Vinod Kumar. Vinod Kumar is assistant professor in Vishwakarma Government Engineering of College in Ahmedabad. He has more than 14 years of experience in industry as well as academics. His research areas are data security, blockchain, and AI. Welcome to the session, sir. With your permission, shall we start our presentations?
Yes, madam, you can start.
Chintan Rawal, I'm unmuting you. Please start your presentation.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Good afternoon to everyone present over here. I'm Chintal Rawal. I'm currently working as an assistant professor at Charusat University, Shanghai. My co-authors are Professor Piyol Bakela, Professor Aishwarya Butrani, and Mr. Rakshil Kevadia. So I'm sharing my screen.
Chintal ma'am, are you there? Chintal ma'am? Vinod sir, am I audible?
Yes, madam, your voice is clear. Voice from Chintal, madam, is not clear.
Okay, and maybe
Screen is visible.
yes, her screen is visible, but I think we give her only 2 minutes to settle it
Okay.
down. Chintal ma'am, if you hear me, you have only 2 minutes to settle it down. Please try to find a solution at your end. Otherwise, we will move forward to the another presentation.
Chintal, ma'am, can you listen our voice?
Thank you for unmuting, ma'am. Sorry, I just have 2 minutes now. Thank you for that. So I would like to discuss what is the aim of the study that I have done. The aim is to study the potential contribution of AI technologies and tools to all the aspects of the COVID-19 crisis response. The method I have used to do this study, this research puts together the combined perspectives of rapid analysis of literature conducted on the Google Scholars, Scopus and PubMed database using the artificial intelligence or AI a keyword, also along with the COVID-19 and coronavirus keyword. So we have identified what are the potential research areas that now we have given the opportunities to perform research in that and using artificial intelligence as a tool over there. So first in healthcare, as we know that there are too many problems along with us. So this could help us to identify the drug discovery, vaccine development, detect epidemiological patterns, predicting the evolution of virus, or enhancing the early warning system. So these are the potential research areas that we can use. We can do the research in case projection and mortality, reducing the health cares, detecting the epidemiological patterns that we are not able to find out still the drug for the this particular disease. So next potential area that we performed the study and we had found out that this areas where we can perform the research on, that is the psychiatry. So the lockdown has created very uh, it has created an impact on human mind. Okay, so we cannot experience the normal human life. So AI potentially can help us over there. We can do the research where we can detect mental illness and using this. Also the unemployment and social distancing have caused some kind of psychiatric effects on the human mind. So there we can use the chatbots and monitoring systems, AI. So next is education, where we can do is differentiated and customized learning, innovative tutoring, AI and teacher collaboration, universal access to the students. Next is transport and logistics, logistic optimization using historical and real-time data, robotic transportation and delivery solutions, optimization of supply chains by data-driven, route planner with traffic prediction and real-time updates. Okay. Sorry. So we have identified three more areas. One is packaging industry, data and network security. So listed down the potential areas, what are the problems over there, what are the theories that can be do over here, and what was the finding that in this study we have gathered the latest AI information of COVID-19, and then we have evaluated it to identify its possible applications of high substantial opportunities, challenges, and research directions agendas resulting from the rapid introduction of AI in the number of areas like healthcare, psychiatry, education, packaging industry, data, and network security, and B2B marketing industry during COVID-19. So lastly, I would conclude that the route to increasing AI applications has a potential for changing and influencing many aspects of human life throughout. This study presents consolidated yet possible applications to highlight substantial opportunities, challenge, and research in the 6 areas that I have previously mentioned. So AI can be a very powerful weapon, and we need to perform research in this following areas. Thank you. I would like to invite questions.
Is this your survey paper?
Yes, sir. It is like a review I have done.
Okay. You have described so many sectors. In different sectors, you can implement the concept of AI. Okay. So what is the next planning after this survey?
So the next planning is that here we have identified the area, for example, healthcare. So I'm working on one of the uh, application I have mentioned over here, that is drug discovery and vaccine development. So I'm using machine learning AI for this discovery, drug repurposing, and vaccine development. So we have collected the data from WHO, FDA, they have their adverse drug reactions database, and now we are going to apply algorithms to compare it, what performance and what accuracy they are doing, how much helpful AI is for that purpose.
Okay, okay, it's fine.
Thank you.
Who is the next presenter? Kanika Gupta.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Hello. Can I start?
Yes, please.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, madam, you can share your screen.
Yeah. Is my screen visible to all?
Yes,
Hello.
ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Your screen is visible. Please go.
Okay. Good afternoon to one and all present here. Today, I, Kanika Gupta, is here, pursuing MTech from Indira Gandhi Delhi Technical University from Delhi, is here to give a presentation on my topic, a comparative study of various wireless network optimization techniques. The topic that I would be discussing are as follows: abstract, introduction, various wireless techniques, a comparative review, literature review, conclusion. First, the abstract, a very important aspect is being played by the wireless optimization in the field of WSN schemes. In this research paper, we have presented a comparative literature review of these WSN optimization schemes based on the work done by various researchers in the field of wireless optimization techniques. We have further tried to review the various aspects of these techniques in terms of their area of application and other relevant factors. Introduction: wireless optimization techniques have played a vital role in the field of networking. Optimization techniques have a different role in different areas like broadband radio access networks such as 4G cellular, wireless sensor networks, etc. Somehow, wireless network optimization is the key of wireless networks. That is, the main goal of optimization in the wireless network is to make a network full of quality of coverage and quality of service. Nowadays, it is important because our whole world is totally interconnected by a single channel, and digitally services are available 24/7. Through these services in network, our network optimization because they are more critical. Uh, we have taken four optimization techniques: ant colony optimization, particle span optimization, firefly optimization, and genetic algorithm. Ant colony optimization. This technique is an optimization technique for the WSN, which is based on the probabilistic analysis of the wireless network. It is a self-managed organized system that is based on the ant behavior and is made by keeping in mind the nature of the ants as they find the ideal solution from the origin to the task. Particle span optimization. In this technique, WSN were optimized by recursively trying to provide an improved solution by candidate selection with respect to given quality measures. To calculate particle span optimization techniques, there are two ways: particle current position and particle current velocity. Firefly optimization. This technique was introduced for multimodal optimization of WSN. The fireflies find the location of the particle with flashing behavior. This algorithm not only changes the throughput but also increases the life expectancy of networks. The major advantage of this algorithm is that it can be used to solve non-linear problems and dimensional problems. Genetic algorithm. This algorithm is used for genetic algo based WSN optimization. It is it is on the genetic procedure of the living. The technique is used to find solution for optimization problems. The main ingredient of this algorithm is the chromosomes, which are either binary numbers 0 or 1 or real numbers and are search space for various positions. Some of the network optimization techniques. Here we have described the techniques used by various authors in their research papers. So one is the ant colony optimization. The merit of this technique is search population in parallel and guaranteed convergence. The demerit is difficult theoretical analysis, and every iteration the probability distribution changes. Area of application is obviously the optimization technique, and the tool was not addressed. Uh, Whale swan optimization algorithm, the initial population distribution more reasonable, provides solution to negative movement of nodes. Uh, Area of application is optimization techniques and tools are not addressed. Uh, Distributed algorithm useful for networks with a decentralized server. The demerit is that its optimality of solution cannot be shown. Area of application is cognitive radio network and tool was not addressed. Cross-layer optimization, efficient data transmission using Lagrangian multiplier method. Num challenge of dynamic routing WSNs with transmission rate, routing link, and battery capacity constraint. And the area of application is optimization technique. The comparative review of literature work onto a wireless network optimization technique. In this part of the paper, we have described the key points, merit, demerits, and the issues addressed by the authors in their papers. First is the survey conducted on the security issues of the physical layer. The key point here discussed by them was that discussed about the security and its design in the physical layer. Merits is that they discuss about the security design of the physical layer. Demerits need exploration related to advisory issue and wireless channels, hardware impairments, and commercial wireless networks. Uh, in paper number 4, the issue addressed was discussion to optimize algorithm for decision making. The key point here was that optimization algorithms have been proposed for different scenarios. The merit here is that the distributed algorithms work using proposed design on IEEE 1900.4, and the other factors are there which can be optimized. In paper number 8, the analyzation of factors that make IEEE 802.11b access points was the issue addressed. The key point here was that the simulation of test bed scenario with lights of codes. Merit is that active queue management is comfortably applied with time. And the tool here used was Netsim and MATLAB. In paper number 11, the issue discussed was discussion about wireless network, and the key point here is different case studies are used to show that the design in deep learning is the merits here was deep learning is an inseparable it is inseparable, and the demerits were not addressed. In paper number 14, they have proposed packet profile based scheme for power optimization. Key points are that the results are compared with the flooding scheme. On merit,
Anika, ma'am. Sorry
yes,
for the interruption.
sorry. Hello.
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, you have last 2 minutes for your presentation. Please try to conclude your presentation.
Ma'am, your voice is cracking. I cannot hear what you are saying.
Okay. Now it is audible, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
It is clear, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. You have last 2 minutes for your
The
presentation.
last.
Yes. Please try to conclude it on time.
Yeah. Sure. Conclusion is that in this research paper, we have carried out comparative studies of various network objects concerning a different area of application where optimization technique is used. Based on our research, we have concluded that optimization techniques provide real-time reporting that helps the network manager to manage the whole network, and we can ensure that using the optimization techniques, one can easily enhance the functionality of the network. Here are the references that we have considered for our paper. And thank you. Hello.
Okay, you have done the comparative analysis for various network optimization techniques. Okay, so after
Yes,
your
sir.
study, what is your outcome? Which technique you have found feasible?
So we prefer that the technique used the ant colony optimization was more preferable because it uses the traditional approach of the ants that they find how they find the target and all. According to the nature of the ants, they first find the origin of their target and form. They return to the colony, leaving behind the pheromone. So ants left behind can reach the target following the path. So we prefer ant colony optimization over the others.
Okay, okay, thank you.
So, welcome.
Next presentation, autonomous selling bot.
Sir, I am audible.
Yes, you can share your screen.
Yes, sir.
Your screen is visible. You can start your presentation.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Inshara, graduated from PS University. I welcome you all to my presentation. The paper we have worked on as a part of our BTech final year project was Autonomous Sailing Boat, and authors are Divya, Zaina Muskan, and myself. So, this is the boat we have worked on. All of the components are connected to it. So how we got this idea was when we did research for final year project, we saw many projects on robots. There were many surface robot projects. So we felt like we should try something new. As land surface robots were already there, we thought of trying out water surface robot. There we saw many manned surface robot, and we thought we can try unmanned surface vehicle. So the problem statement is like to design a sailing robot which works both automatically and manually for ocean exploration and navigational research. So what does this autonomous sailing boat is? It is exactly like an existing boat itself, but the only difference in our project is it is updated and high-tech one. So how can I say this is updated and high-tech one? In order to define my sentence, first I need to explain how it is and why it is. Our boat works both automatically and manually by using a Arduino Uno R3 processor. There are lot many things that can be done with Arduino, and our project is one among them. So this is the existing system where we microcontroller is attached with camera, power source, DC motors, LED screen, and IR sensors. This is the proposed system. ARM microcontroller is replaced with Arduino Uno R3 processor, and IR sensors is replaced with ultrasonic sensors, and all other modules are attached to the Arduino Uno R3 processor, where I will be explaining in the coming slides. This is the board of manual working of the board. This is controlled through Bluetooth Android app, which is available on the Play Store. So manual working of the boat is actually obvious one. There are a lot of experiments and projects which are done before on manual working, but there is no unmanned water surface vehicle. So our aim in our project was to make that work. So how does this autonomous boat works? The major aim of our project was to develop robotic vehicle or a boat that works both automatically and manually. For that, we have 3 ultrasonic sensors, which is attached in the front, left, and right, that moves by sensing the obstacles in all 3 directions. Whenever the obstacle is detected, ultrasonic sensor consider it as input and send it to the Arduino. Then the DC servo motors moves accordingly where the path is clear. And using Raspberry Pi camera, it sends the live video streaming to the system, which is on the land, that is the base system. This is the flowchart of automatic working board. So there we can see the start. Initially, the board will be supplied with the power supply. If power supply is not given, it will be in ideal stage. If the power supply is enabled, then the movement of the board by taking sensors, if any obstacle is detected, the buzzer will start ringing and the direction of the board will change. If the obstacle is detected in the left, right, or front, the board changes the course accordingly. If the obstacle is detected dead end, the board stops, reverse, and change its direction. And again, it moves moves forward in the change direction. And again, it loop back to the obstacle detected step. So what is this use of Raspberry Pi camera in our project and how it works? So Raspberry Pi camera, we have a live video streaming and it can be done with Raspberry Pi camera. Raspberry Pi camera plugs directly into PCI connector on Raspberry Pi camera. It is able to deliver a crystal clear of 5 MP resolution image or 1080 HT video recording at 30 FPS. This is the automatic working of board where Raspberry Pi camera captures a live video. This is the experiment we have done. It is working automatic. These are the modules that are attached to the board for working of the board. Arduino microcontroller, it is used for loading the program, and a Raspberry Pi camera, it's for live video streaming, and ultrasonic sensors is for detecting the obstacles, and battery is for power supply. Buzzer is for any obstacles detected. It gives the alarm sound. Then motor driver, Bluetooth HC05 module is for connecting the Bluetooth device, so board can work board can work manual. Solar panel is backup battery, and DC servo motors is for movement of the board for rotation purpose. And this is the application, Bluetooth application, where Bluetooth will get connected, and there we can control the board manually. Why our solution is better is for because it detects the object and it works both automatically and manually. It can track the location, and it gives the live video streaming footage. Design constraints, assumptions, and dependencies of our project goes like this. Risk is that there can be security risk like loss of information, hardware breakdown, or a malfunction of components. And birds may pose a threat on damaging the components and wires on the board. Assumption made is board is unsinkable and it always detects the obstacles and sends the information to the base system on the land. Dependencies is a power supply from solar rechargeable battery. So these are the user profile where it is used is like boundary detection, port detection, fisherman activity, fisherman safety, intrusion detection, and it helps in surveillance of marine life and other aspects of ocean. So coming to conclusion, I would like to say that the work presented here proves that the production and control of autonomous sailing robots is possible, and that the reasonable performance can be obtained from low complexity and low cost components. Since the ocean surface is clearly and extremely hostile environment for engineer system, the small fleet of autonomous would be add an extra strength to the boat of oceanographic and climate scientists for obtaining in-situation measurement samples at the sea. It is also useful for Navy as well as the fishermen and other aspects of the marine life. The possibility of long-term operations are discussed and presented as a real-time possibility in the near future. Thank you, sir.
Okay, I have two questions for you.
Yes, sir.
First one is that you have used a R3 processor.
Yes, sir.
Processor.
Yes, sir.
We can't.
Sir, can you repeat the question?
Yes, you have used R3 processor in your project. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what is the reason for choosing this processor?
Sir, it to control the boat automatically and manually. Manually, we can control it through the this Android application, that is Bluetooth HC05, and automatically we can
Okay.
dump the code and we can make use of boat. I mean, we can dump the code of autonomous and we can control the boat, sir.
Okay. Second question is that what is the maximum weight your bot can carry? Have you done any type of analysis?
We have done, sir. The maximum is like 12 point. 12, the boat weight was 1.3 kg. So the maximum it can carry is 2 to 3 kg, sir. Payload.
Because in a real-time application, if you will going to develop any real-time instruments, then you have to done the analysis for a weight, because in a real-time application, it will affect in the implementation.
Yes, sir.
Fine, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Next presentation is from Rima Roy Chaudhary.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can share your screen and you can start.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Surely. Sir, you are able to see my screen?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, yeah, okay. So good afternoon, one and all present for the seminar. So I'm Rima Roy Chaudhary and I'm a PhD research scholar with Oriental University, Indore, Madhya Pradesh. So my topic is a proposed method to improve efficiency in IPv6 network using machine learning algorithm. So I've just, this is the title for my paper that I presented in the ICTCS presentation. Sorry, conference. So in this method, what I'm going to do, I'm going to improve the efficiency in the IPv6 wireless network using some kind of the machine learning algorithm. That can be a hybrid algorithm as compared to the others. So starting my presentation, so I'm going to cover the following things in my presentation today: introduction, objective, literature, proposed, future outcome, and the references. My objective is to facilitate the assignment and reuse of IPv6 addresses using node level machine learning mechanism so that the energy, delay, and computational complexity needed for the address assignment can be reduced. So this objective has been created based on the literature reviews that I have done. We all know regarding the IPv6 address mechanism, which is a layer 3 protocol, and due to the address depletions in its the successor IPv4 protocol, hence we need to have the IPv6 in the wireless network. So the IPv6 also has the various advantages as compared to the IPv4. We can see that it has a large address space of 128 bits, that is 2 to the power 128 number of addresses can be assigned to the devices when connected in the internet. So similarly, we are having an auto configuration mechanism provided by the IPv6 when we compare with the DHCP type of protocol, when it is used for the support of the dynamic IP address as well as to assign the various control parameters. So in this case here, it is automatically configured using the IPv6. Then there is a simplification of the header format where the size of the header in IPv4 is normally goes to goes to 40 bytes plus the 20 bytes for the options if we are using. But in IPv6 they have dropped the h length field, and they have fixed the size of the header as to 40 bytes. Then it also provides a good support for the various options and the extensions as it is mentioned in the RFC 3513. And the neighbor discovery function has been replaced the ARP protocol that was used to find the link layer address for the nodes which are connected on the same network. So currently in IPv6 network and distributed system, the addressing mechanism is generally using the clustering and the classification algorithm of the machine learning to whatever the papers that I have reviewed in my literature part. So here such type of the system, it may not be effective for the large scale deployment if you are thinking that the IPv6 will be used instead of the IPv4 in the internet path. Hence, it also increases the delay in the address assignment to the newer nodes if the IP or the existing version of the IPv4 is being used. So based on this introduction or based on my objective, I have researched some of the papers. So here, as you can see that the first paper, it has used some kind of the entropy clustering method based on the Bayesian's network model, and it has just achieved the 50% of the efficiency or the accuracy as per the author have experimented it, and it aims as a starting point to study the future of the IPv6 addresses based on the various challenges as it was discussed in the paper. Then similarly in the second paper, the author has used the machine learning algorithm to detect the DOS attacks. So in this case, it has used the J48 algorithm as well as the other algorithm using the KDD data set, and it has achieved a 97.56% of accuracy to detect the attack. But the future work says that we can create a simulation environment and study different attacks for the IPv6 network using or implementing the new ML technique. So in this method, they have used the classification method. In the next paper, they have the authors have used the major objective of the author was to classify the network traffic using the machine learning algorithm. Again, it was based on the IPv6 type of addressing method. So here the future work was left was to provide a good quality of service, network security, and to minimize the network delay. So here the delay was not mentioned in by the author during the experimentation, but it was mentioned in the future work. So based on the other authors, they used to detect the covert channels using the supervised classification machine learning approach. And the future work was that we can have a different advanced feature selection algorithms can be planned to investigate using the ML technique. So there was a hybrid method that it was used by the author to detect and classify the covert channels in the IPv6 addressing method. So based on the remaining type of the literature review table, I have just got this paper by Hemlata Madam, where she proposed a solution related to the IPv6 address lookup problem, and she presented a routing algorithm where she used the prefix matching mechanism for the dual stack machines having both the IPv4 and the IPv6 machine. And the author has used the NS2 simulation and found and the proposed algorithm, it has the performance of up to 97%, and the overall throughput performance was by 98.5. But the future work was again that the ML or the DL algorithm, it can be proposed to further improve the performance or the delay ratio and the another energy related ratio parameter. So I have considered this paper as a base paper to implement my objective. So these are the various, this is my proposed methodology to achieve the objective that first we need to design a new IPv6 address mechanism by combining the benefits of the various machine learning algorithm. As we have seen from the previous literature review slides, some of using the supervised ML or the classification or the clustering method. But in this case, I would like to propose the IPv6 addressing method using the reinforcement machine learning algorithm or an hybrid approach, that is using the mixing the clustering and the semi classification method. Similarly, to minimize the delay and improve the output of the addressing scheme using the reinforcement ML model, then to enhance the security performance metrics of the developed layer in the IPv4 network application, and to improve the quality of service in IPv6 network by extending the developed ML algorithm. These are actually the various stages where my work will going on for the next 3 years. And the last would be the analysis of the machine level learning approaches. So here the proposed stages are that first we need to deploy an IPv6 network having some initial node, and we need to perform a neighbor discovery and provide the addressing nodes, addressing to the nodes. The addressing would be the IPv6 network, and we need to evaluate the order of the addressing and then check the pattern in the network where we are going to implement the machine learning algorithm. That means actually I want to create a layer over the base paper algorithm as mentioned in the literature review, and then based on that we need to have we can evaluate the addressing pattern and suggest the next address to the node using the reinforcement learning method. And so the last stage would be to check for the network stability due to attacks or due to the use of the other addressing or reconfiguration of the ML model. So this is the flowchart for my proposed stages of the work, where I'm going to set up an initial node to define the IPv6 network, and then next would be to apply a genetic algorithm where I would take some the nodes to randomly select the nodes to apply the IPv6 addressing mode, and then based on some machine learning algorithm, either it would be the reinforcement or the transfer learning, the addresses would be assigned to them, and then check the assigned addressing nodes if they are below a certain threshold or the efficiency, so that will be fixed as compared to the base paper that will be used in the coming up in my later stage of designing the project. And then if it is below that threshold value, then the used ML, it would be the better one to apply for the IPv6 network. And if it is not, then only virtual addressing will be assigned. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry for the interruption, but you have last 2 minutes.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. And so based on that, if the performance get dropped, then again we need to modify the ML algorithm. And if it is not, then we can stop here. And so this would be my expected outcome, that where each digit, as we normally know, it is represented as a 4-bit for the hexadecimal digit. And here in my case, proposed work, these digit, it will be similarly, it would be act as an ML block to check the different type of the IPv6 addresses. That is the unicast, multicast, or the anycast of type of the addresses to be used. So the expected outcome is to reduce the delay and the other computational complexities by 10%, and to enhance or achieve the same result of addressing method as mentioned in the base paper using the ML mechanism. So these are the references that I have used to for my project. Thank you very much.
Madam, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
You are doing your PhD and you have done the literature review, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you have taken the base paper from Hemlata, madam.
Yes, sir.
I've seen that in their paper, the performance efficiency, the result was 98.5.
Yes, sir.
98.5%. In conclusion, you have written that your expected outcome will be 10%.
Yes, sir.
Then what will be the final outcome?
So actually what I was thinking, that actually the base paper has only implemented a routing algorithm in the using the ERPM. But what I'm going to do, I'll just have that upon that EPRM algorithm, I would create an ML layer and would try to get the same accuracy, but using the ML or a DL algorithm part. So
Fine,
yeah.
but my question is for the calculation. Calculation basis on the 98.5%. So what will 10% of 98.5? It will be 9.8.
Yes, sir. It's 98.5. Sir, actually,
Yes.
I've just
And
inside
your
by
target
the.
is 10%.
Yes, sir. It is yeah,
10% in the improvement of the base paper.
Yeah, in the improvement of the base paper. Yeah.
It will become 106 or 7.
Yes, sir. No, actually was my concept was that to implement this ERPM algorithm first, and then using the machine learning and then applying the machine learning algorithm for that, and to get the same output, get the nearest output as compared to the base paper. Actually, the 10% I should not write there.
Okay. In that case, I would like to suggest you that you
Yes,
should
sir.
10% from your expected outcome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely. I just remove it. Actually, I was thinking some other part. Definitely.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine.
Yes, sir. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Next presentation.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes. Yes, you
Okay.
can share your screen. You can start your presentation.
Okay, sir. Myself, Manish Mandal from SRM University, and my paper is based on, just a minute. My paper is based on weather prediction using the seasonal parameters using machine learning and as well as the deep learning algorithm. So what we'll covering here in this PPT is the table of content, in which we have introduction, existing work, issues with the existing work, proposed work, and about the data set, module used, result, and conclusion, and future work. First of all, let us start with the introduction. From predicting the weather by cloud analyzing in the Babylon era to using the electric telegraph and telephone in 1800s to analyzing satellite imagery in 20th century. The weather forecasting has evolved significantly over the years, and now in digitized era, predicting weather and simulating long-term climate trend is being done with help of machine learning models by analyzing volume of data by computer models. With the evolving era, nowcasting and forecasting weather have become the edge of significant paradigm shift. Making accurate weather prediction has always been challenging because of the unpredictable storms and natural event that can happen at any point of time. According to the researchers, as the world is now pressured by extreme weather condition, this sort of ML model will come in handy in extreme weather forecasting models, and in turn can be used as a tool for crisis management during climate change disasters. So let us shift to the existing work which have been done in this weather prediction part. First of all, it's Mohammad Ashkir Rahman and Mohammad Mushraf Hossain. They have done the work on smart weather forecasting using machine learning, a case in tennis. They developed a model that was capable of predicting temperature of next day at particular given hour, where each record would consist of temperature, humidity, wind direction, atmosphere pressure, and condition. They used a regression technique generally as to predict the outcomes of continuous numeric values, from which they found out that the random forest regression technique was the most superior out of all the algorithms they used. They used the RMSE, or the root mean squared error value, to evaluate their model accuracy. Next on, we have the very famous paper from Mark Hallstrom, Dylan Liu, and Christopher Vo, which is titled as Machine Learning Applied machine learning applied to weather forecasting presented a method on predicting the maximum and minimum temperature for 7 days on two days input. They have used the linear regression as well as variation of functional linear regression models. These models outperform the traditional methodological services toward prediction. Last but not least, their model perform better in forecasting for later days or longer time scales. Then we have the third paper, which from Siddharth S. Bhatkande and Rupa G. Habli, which is titled as Weather Prediction Based on Decision Tree Algorithm Using Data Mining Techniques. In this paper, they applied the decision tree algorithm for their work. Data from different cities from 2012 and 2015 were collected from the meteorological department. Parameters like maximum weather, minimum weather, humidity, and wind speed was taken. Decision tree algorithm was applied towards predicting the future weather on day-wise, month, or years. Next, on the fourth paper, we have Piyush and Sarabjit Singh Bedi, which was titled as Weather Prediction Using Weather Forecasting Using Sliding Window Algorithm. They proposed a sliding window technique which would predict a day's weather condition. Weather data for previous 7 days was taken along with the fortnight weather condition of past years. Maximum temperature, minimum temperature, humidity, rainfall are all the parameters they worked. This resulted in highly accurate result, but the challenge was they failed in providing proper results for months of seasonal change where the weather conditions are highly unpredictable. By changing the size of the window, the results could be altered. Now, I'll come to the issues with the existing work. Based on the above mentioned work in employing machine learning for weather prediction, it is clear that they have applied machine learning techniques like regression, decision tree, and even the sliding window algorithm. In all systems, they have predicted weather conditions like temperature based on parameters like temperature, humidity, wind, atmospheric pressure only. But in none of the system, they could predict the different weather conditions of upcoming day or week based on the varied uh, weather parameters like which will be changing constantly. This could give clear indication as how weather conditions would be for today or upcoming week based on the parameters for planning a lot of things rather than restricting to few conditions. Secondly, advanced machine learning algorithm or deep learning algorithm, which is superior to the other machine learning algorithm, have not been applied in predicting the weather conditions for upcoming week based on the historical data set. Next, here is a proposed work which we have done. We we propose here to use a deep learning based model in predicting 38 different weather conditions uh, like haze, smoke, clear, mist, fog, rain, thunderstorm, etc. based on the 14 different weather parameters. Also, our deep learning.
Sir,
Yeah.
sorry for the interruption, but you have last 2 minutes for your presentation.
Okay. Thank you. Which have been compared to other machine learning algorithm like naive Bayes, KNN, and random forest. Our deep learning network use stochastic gradient descent to find the local minimum, which help us to reduce different values with calculated target value and actual target value. Back propagation also adjusts the weight and reduces the error to provide better results. In regards to deep neural network, we have used 14 different parameters as input nodes. The multiple number of hidden layers were used and the number of epochs were in range from 500 to 2000. Also, ReLU activation was used within the hidden layer and softmax at output layer. So this is what we have proposed using the deep learning model, which is based on the deep neural network. And now let me explain you a little bit about the data set which we have used. It was based on the data set of Delhi from past 20 years, from 1996 to 2017, and it has 14 different parameters, namely humidity, pressure, wind speed, wind direction, fog, etc. And based on the 14 different parameters, they have been recorded at every hour interval. We predict the 37 different output here is the example of a data set. We can see here in the like this is the conditions different. There are 37 different conditions, and here is all the data which is like dew, fog, and etc. up to 14 different data. The modules which we have used is Python, NumPy, Pandas, and Keras, Matplotlib, and Scikit-learn. These are the result. We got around 83% accuracy in using our deep neural network. That was the overall, but while running the epochs, we got around 92 to 95% accuracy, but it was for a certain 10 to 15 epochs only. So we concluded with the average, which is 83%. Here are the results that we obtain. We have naive Bayes algorithm at 28% accuracy, KNN at 65, decision tree at almost 73, random forest at 74, and deep neural network at 83. Also, I would like to share that the data set comprises of around 1 lakh data from past 20 years. And also the data is not evenly balanced, like you for different condition there are different number of data available. And these are the final results in the graph which I like to show. Now coming to the conclusion, uh, uh, all the above mentioned system have been able to predict weather condition for particular day, like sunny, rainy, or pressure or temperature only, and could predict some certain condition like whether it will be hot and cold, what will be the maximum or minimum temperature. But our work can also specify the condition of the day with the temperatures and all the other parameters that have been provided to it. And we have been predicting the 38 different weather condition for a day based on the 14 weather parameters that have been provided. And we have been using the deep neural network, and we have also tested it on the machine learning algorithm. Any further questions?
You will be used a data set of
Yeah.
past 20 years, right?
Yes, sir.
And you will implement your model in 14 different parameters of weather.
So the model takes 14 different parameters, uh, and it can predict up to 38 different weather conditions, like
Yes.
whether it will be snowy outside, or whether it will be smog or rain, or any other 38 parameters.
Yes, I can get it. But my question is that you will be use the data from past 20 years. So before 15 or 20 years, what you have done the analysis that which was the condition at that time of the weather. Is it possible that you will be using 14 different weather parameters, but before 20 years, how many parameters were there?
So yeah, let me get to it. Here I have the data set. Yeah, as you can see, just a minute. As you can see, this is based on the past 20 years. This is the date. You can see it's 1996, 11th,
yes.
and 01. So these are, sir, all conditions are present. Like this is the target value, like different condition, like whether there will be smoke or there will be a clear sky. And here it is the dew, whether there was fog, hail, humidity, pressure, rain, snow, temperature, thunder, tornado, and we have VSM, wind direction, and wind direction whether towards the side, and wind speed. So all these data was present from 20 years, and if like you can see here it is missing, we use the mean values to fill the missing datas.
Okay, my question was regarding that missing data, because
Yeah.
at that time there was no available any type of algorithm, and there was statistical tools
Yeah.
that can be used for the missing data, like interpolation and extrapolation.
Yes. So that time, whatever the data was provided to us, we can predict the future weather. Like if you give us like tomorrow, what will be the weather condition? Provided you have given us the 14 input parameters, we will be able to predict all the 37 different conditions.
Okay,
And
it's mean that you have already done the calculation for missing data.
Yes, sir. We have filled the missing data with the mean values so that
Okay.
the overall performance is not anyway compromised.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Next presentation is from Raj Shekhar.
Hello. Is it my voice is audible, sir?
Yes, yes, your voice
Okay.
is audible. You can share your screen.
Thank you, sir.
Your screen is visible.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Myself, Rasekar Salkar, I am carried the work on analysis of PCA, that is a principal component analysis, to detect and correct the skew in document images. So these are my contents: introduction, literature survey, proposed methodology, resultant discussions, conclusion and feature work plan, then finally references. In recent years, all the documents are digitized by using different tools like camera, scanner. But the problem is that during the digitization, we make the many mistakes. It contains the blur image, or it contains some noisy, just noisy is adding, or sometimes the skew is introduced for the entire document or the particular line. Yes. So these mistakes are directly influence on the overall consistency and productivity of the document image segmentation and analysis here. Okay. Uh, uh, to overcome this one, we need to find out, so in this, my work is to find out the skew exists in that particular document and correct it. Okay. What exactly skew is nothing but there is a suddenly change the direction or position of the text line in the skew or the boundary of that particular page. Okay. This is what we can call as a skew here. When the document is captured via photographic camera or mobile camera or by camera, scanner, the skew is introduced and become the inevitable. It means we not, sometimes it is not possible to avoid here. Definitely the skew is introduced here. So to overcome that, we are using the different methods. Some of the methods is already proposed by different researchers here. Other one is the project-based profile of transformers, RLSA algorithm, nearest neighbors, then clustering techniques. Okay. Then at the finally in my work, we are correcting the skew by turning the document in anti-clockwise direction with preferred angle. What we calculated with respect to the angle exists in the skew here. Okay. In this work, mainly I use the principal component analysis procedure to find out the skew angle on the full page here. These are some of the literature work as I carried out. Many authors have used different methods, as I told already, like half transformer, dilation, projection profiles, focus near neighbor clustering, horizontal vertical projection profiles, wavelet decomposition, axis parallel linear regression, linear method, adaptive algorithm. So these are the different methods has been so far carried out by the different researchers here. What exactly my work is carried out? As I use the PCA, first of all, in that I carried out the two steps work. One is pre-processing. That is nothing but we are transferring a grayscale input image into binary image by using the threshold optimization technique developed by Utsu. Okay. In the second part, as I'm detecting the skew and correcting the skew, it consists of calculating the principal component and skew angle of that particular page here. In pre-processing, as we are doing the binarization of the original document image, as we know that the binarization is nothing but the entire pixel value has been converted into with respect to the values of the zeros and 1 here. Next, calculating the principal component. First, it is essential to map the obtained pixels of the text image to vector space with the two-dimensional here. That means the particular document pixel values we are mapping with the two vector space. As we know that the vector space is a two directional. Okay. Next, consider an example. If the image contains the pixel with a black value in the direction of the horizontal x and in vertical direction y, it is mapped on into the corresponding vector space, that is x and y here. Then we need to calculate the unit vector of the projection profiles with maximum deviation here. Now we need to consider the principal component of the given vector taken as the unit vector with maximum value, and it is same to the eigenvector. It is related to the biggest absolute eigenvalues. Here the purpose of using the eigenvectors is that to determine the direction of the new feature space, and the purpose of using the eigenvalues is that to determine their magnitudes. Okay. First, find the covariance matrix of the vector data set. Here, covariance matrix is nothing but it is a D by D matrix where each element represents the covariance between the two features. Okay. After that, then find the given eigenvalues. As I already told, the purpose of finding the eigenvalues is to determine the magnitudes, and then it is related to the eigenvectors. So as I told, the eigenvectors are used to determine the directions of the feature space. Okay. Arrange all the eigenvalues in maximum to minimum order.
Sir.
So we need to make the ranking.
Sorry for the interruption, but you have last 2 minutes.
Okay.
Your presentation.
Okay. Thank you. The order will show the importance of all the components of the image. Now in this case, we need to ignore the least value, only we need to consider the maximum value here. The required principal component is selected based on the eigenvector with the highest eigenvalue. So that will be taken as a principal component. Once we got the principal component, next we need to calculate the skew angle. It is vertical to the text line or vertical to the a particular border line what we taken of that particular page here. At the final, we need to correct the output by turning the image in anti-clockwise direction with specified skew angle here. So this is the flow diagram what I explained. First we need to take the input document image. Next we need to make the threshold optimization, then apply the Sobel and Gaussian filters. The Sobel filter we are using to find the edge, and Gaussian filter to remove the any noisy exist in that. Then after that we need to find the covariance matrix for eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Next find the principal component in the different directions, and then finally find the skew angle using the principal component direction. At the last we need to correct the skew, rotate the image in anti-clockwise direction here. So these are the results what I got it with respect to my work, as I use the different images from Robaco 800 data sets here. In the tabular form what I am showing is that what is the actual angle is there for that particular skew, and is it I detected the right angle or not. In some of the images you can find it as I got it, the some images right angle as I detected. The first one image I got the right, next one as I got the 25.5, but in detected angle is showing the 25, and sometime it is as I got the nearest value. In some of the, if the angle is increasing, so as I got the wrong results. As I taken the one image of 11, in that case we can find it. As I got the angle is 40, then I detected angle is showing only 28 here. Okay. So these are the input image what I taken with the skew here. This is the binarized image. This is the skew corrected output. The conclusion of my work is that to find the skew exists in the document image of the entire page. The future work is supporting efficiency of the future work to get the skew detection rate with the varied skew angles having the complex backgrounds here. That is my future work. So these are the references as I used in my work. Thank you. Any questions, sir, please?
Yes, my question is that have you used all type of file formats while testing your system?
Only as I gone through, sir, JPG.
JPG only, okay.
Yeah,
compressed
correct.
file format is not applicable.
That I plan to use in upcoming work, sir.
Okay. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Who is the next? Ayan Mukherjee.
Just a minute, I'll stop with my.
Hi, am I audible? Uh, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Please share your screen. Yes, screen is visible. You can start your presentation.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. So, my topic for today is deep learning approach towards determining the effect of news trust factor based on source polarity. So, before starting the presentation, I would like to ask, has anyone heard about McDonald's coffee case or hot coffee lawsuit case? Okay, for time being, I will just skip on that. But by the news and by the banners you can see here, you can see how the media works. That New York Times actually had to make a retro report about the same where they had to highlight the negativity spread by the media. Then the question arises, why this negativity from the media? And what will they get from this thing, from spreading the negativity? Good afternoon again. I am Ayan Mukherjee, and I am doing my research under the guidance of Dr. Ratnakirti Roy. So coming back to the question again, why this negativity from media? This negativity or this false news, this propaganda news, whatever you call it, is a product of YOLO journalism. Fake news is a child of YOLO journalism, can be described as any untrue, incorrect, manufactured, distorted information presented as news. It is frequently used to damage the reputation or for marketing revenues. Uh, for going to the types of fake news, there are several references, but we will go through the first draft. The first draft is the expert committee set up by 7 tech giants led by Google. They have given 7 types of fake news, namely as satire, false connection, misleading content, false context, imposter context, manipulated context, and fabricated context. Well, to know the range of the fake news, well, you can see the communal riots in the various parts of the world, the vote biasness, the hatred to the different parts of society. You can see some of the fake news down here. Fake Mark Zuckerberg died, like Pope Francis actually endorsed Trump. This actually came in 2016 election. It was a very famous that time. So these are the sample fake news which actually spread through media that time. So to solve a problem, first we need to understand the problem statement, right? So the problem statement is how to identify a trusted news source with least subjectivity and most neutral polarity. Let's look at the previous work which actually worked on the fake news identification. The first you can see is combating fake news on social media with source rating, effect of user, and expert reputation rating. This paper actually uses user rating and feedback to determine the news authenticity. The other one, the identifying the fake news and fake users on Twitter. It actually plans to create a different portal to verify the worthiness based on emojis and hashtags. And the third paper you can see in screen is combining neural network, statistical, and external features for fake news stance identification. This actually uses statistics and feature engineering to accomplish clustering of fake news. Well, all these papers actually gave a pretty good result, but there were few shortfalls based on the recent times. First thing is people nowadays mostly focus on Facebook or Twitter handles for news headlines. Probably go like one more paragraph, nothing more than that. So they won't bother to go to a different portal or something. And one more thing is none of this paper, rather none of the papers ever worked till now is actually focusing on the polarity of the source or subjectivity of the article. You can see by this, right, by this information itself, when you see here, there are many information which is actually shown like third degree burns, or it was really hot. Okay, these things are actually shown, but it is shown in a so negative way that you will get a negative conception. So information is there, but it's giving a negative review. So the polarity and subjectivity is very important. So this is here. My work is trying to solve this problem statement. The present work intends to identify and highlight how the polarity of the news portal on the particular subject affects the news trust factor. It is basically broken into two parts. The sentiment analysis, which gives the polarity and subjectivity of the news, and the content trust factor, which uses different classifiers
Mr.
to,
Mukherjee,
yeah,
you have last 2 minutes for your presentation.
okay. So let me rush it up to different classifier to identify the fake news. For sentiment analysis, let's for the time's sake, an input is taken from the user, bag of words is used to extract features, SQL injection along with the Google scraping is used as an input data. And to analyze, we use Python state-of-the-art analytical library along with text block to find subjectivity and polarity of the news source. And for the news trust factor, we actually use 5 different types of algorithms: the naive Bayesian, logistic regression, SVM classifier, stochastic gradient descent classifier, and random forest. So any input data is first, this model is first trained with a particular data set. In our case, it was layer 2.2. Then with the maximum accuracy classifier as actually used to predict the further thing. More than 0.5 is more than 0.5 probability is considered as a true news, and less than that is considered as fake news. Going to the results now. So as you see, our model got 92.9 accuracy, and you can see the for our this test we used 4 news portals, namely BBC, CNN, NDTV, and Al Jazeera. All this actually was done on the real-time data. And the three keywords we used were Trump administration in Middle East, UN steps in global warming, and polar ice caps. The subjectivity and polarity you can see on my screen. Okay, so the scale of subjectivity is from 0.0 to 1, and polarity is -1.0 to 1.2. From the look, you can see is none of the results is actually giving zero polarity or zero sentiments. This is actually a very alarming factor for us. So let's go to probability now to rush up. Okay, so you can see the probability of the news down here. The main actual factor is one, you are getting the false news as well from this source 4, which is Al Jazeera. Okay, we actually had pretty clear observations for this. First is negative sentiments does affect the trust factor. Okay, which you can see out here. This Al Jazeera keyword had negative sentiments, and this was given as a false news. So negative sentiment does affect the trust factor. Okay, the same news when identified as a fake news, false news for the algorithm. Again, and a highly opinionated opinion news will give, according to the common perception of the region or the data set, will actually increase
Mr.
the
Mukherjee,
trust factor as well. Yeah,
you have last 13 seconds.
sure. And even high subjectivity can also reduce the trust factor because the machine learning algorithm is not previously trained for it. So you can see from this screen, this is actually the mean of the trust factors which we are using, by which we have actually calculated the trust factor for the 4 different sources we have used. This way we can actually, we cannot curb the 100% fake news propagation, but we can try for it. So this is what my work is currently going on, and it's not finished yet. We are currently going on. This is a part of it which is finished. These are the references. Thank you. So if you have any questions, please let me know.
Okay, my question is that how you have tested that you have obtained 92% of accuracy?
See, for this, we have used the layer 2.2 data set in which we actually had 70% training data and 30% testing data. So with that, we actually found out that in the testing data, we are getting 92.9 accuracy.
Okay, it means that you have a sample data for testing your system.
Yes, we have few training data set available. We have few fake news data set already available, like for BCC, Liar 2.0, Liar
Okay.
normal things, which is
Okay.
available on the net.
Okay. And negative sentiment means false news or false information.
So, see, the negative sentiment is, I will give you an example.
Yes, I have seen the three negative figures in your table.
No, I will give you this example. Okay. So if you see here, if you read this particular thing, this is a part of a magazine which is saying, so you can see
Okay.
it is giving an information. Okay. But the conception in a human mind is negative because it's showing in a sarcastic way.
Okay.
Okay. So this is called negative sentiments. When you give an information in a negative way, that people take it as a comedy or like don't believe in it. So this
Okay.
is called negative sentiments, which we actually try to focus on.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
The next presentation is from Rusali, race recognition using CNN architecture.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Rusali madam, your voice is low. Volume is very low.
Is it now audible?
Yes, now it is perfect. You can share
Yeah,
your
yeah,
screen.
yeah, sure. Is it visible?
Yes, screen is visible, madam.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Rushali R. I'm from National Institute of Technology, Mizoram. I'm thankful to ICTCS 2020 for giving me an opportunity to present my paper and selecting my paper. I'm thankful to Bhaskaracharya Institute of Space Applications and Geoinformatics, Gandhinagar, for providing me a platform to work on the same. And I'm also thankful to my guide, Dr. Abdul Jhumawala. As my project name suggests, it is race recognition using CNN architecture. The idea behind the project, or the basic intuition behind the project, is to develop a race recognition model which can enhance the output that is given by face recognition models, which are used in various devices and systems like surveillance systems, video image analysis, criminal investigations, and etc. Because when we increase the factors that depend upon when we increase the factors which give the which determine the output, then we get accurate or more accurate results. So that's why we are thinking of combining race recognition along with face recognition to give better results. And for this, we have used the very efficient CNN network, which is extremely efficient for solving problems like face recognition and race recognition, object detection, and various other fields, similar fields. So before going to the details of the work's methodology, I would like to talk about the related work in the similar fields. Many researchers have worked in the similar field and have managed to get an accuracy of 85% on an average using CNN architecture and various other networks like SVM and others. So this is a very efficient network for using in the same problem, for the problem of race recognition. Data sets which are used in previous researches and current researches are many, and few of them are MORPH dataset, Ferret dataset, Caspil, and Yale dataset. These are the very famous face image datasets which are highly used in many research works and in many studies. The dataset used for this work is called the dataset of ethnic facial images of Ecuadorian people. This dataset consists of 430 images in total, and the images are face images of people belonging to 4 different places. So the dataset is classified into 4 groups called Afro-Ecuadorian people, European people, and indigenous people, and mezostos. These data sets are like the 50 images, the first 50 images are of Afro-Ecuadorian people. Then the next 50 images are of Europeans, then and then it again consists of 50 images of indigenous people, but it contains 280 images of mezostos. So we cannot use 280 images as such, because then it would make the training process bias. So we have just taken the first 50 images of Mesostore's dataset. So next, the data set is very small. If we consider it, it would be very small to use it in a training process. So we have just used data augmentation to increase the images from 200 to 1200 images. For that process, we have used various methods like flipping of flipping of images, adding noise in it, blurring the images, and converting them to grayscale images. The next, coming to the network architecture, we have used Keras libraries along with TensorFlow backend. And this is used because it's extremely easy, and the TensorFlow backend takes care of all the background and backend details. And also Keras has a very modular nature, which helps us in implementing the network easily. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, madam.
Yes. Okay. So the network model consists of 3 convolution layers, each followed by average pooling layers. And then at last, we have 2 dense layers, which are which have a dropout layer in between for the reduction of overfitting. So the first convolution layer has 32 feature maps, and the second and third have 64 and 128 feature maps respectively. We have used average pooling layer just to smoothen the images so that the computation becomes easier for the next convolution layers, and also it reduces the possibility of overfitting in the average pooling layer itself. The first dense layer has 64 channels along with a ReLU activation, and the second dense layer has four channels, each representing the 4 classes into which the output has to be classified. And the dropout layer has 0.5 probability for reduction of overfitting. This is the model summary, which gives us the number of parameters being used and created, and it also gives us about details about the output of each layer. So for the compilation of this model, we have used Adam optimizer and categorical cross entropy loss function for the measuring of loss function and optimizing the loss occurring in the network. The model is fit using 30 epochs, and the batch size has been given as 32. This is the graph which is representing the train and validation accuracies. As we can see, it is pretty consistent, and the trained accuracy has actually reached up to 94%. So as the conclusion, we can say that this network has been extremely efficient and can be extremely efficient, and has given a significant result of an accuracy of 94%, and can be very nicely used with face recognition, and is a very good approach for race recognition problem. As the future work, we can actually go and combine face recognition as well as race recognition and get a combined result for better accuracies in the domain of face and image recognition. Thank you.
You have tested your system on various images. I think you have used the stored images, right?
No, sir. I have downloaded the dataset called the dataset of ethnic facial images of Ecuadorian people. So that's a dataset which is available for academic purposes, and I've downloaded it from the site.
Yes, I want to ask you that you have already used a stored data set. It means that you have used a
Yeah. It is actually a stored dataset.
stored.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is.
Okay. But have you tested your system on a live capturing from your camera?
No. That's what is for the future plan, going for the live detection.
Okay. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you for your presentation.
Yeah.
I sincerely thank our researchers for their excellent presentation contribution in this session, and all our participants for being a part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative and knowledgeable as well. All the presenters would be getting, sorry?
Adida told.
All the presenters would be getting their digital certificates, payment receipts, thank you letter through mail within couple of working days. Further, all the papers have already forwarded to the Springer for the publication process. The publication will be live within 4 to 5 months. Kindly cooperate with the team of ICTCS during this tenure. I also thank our session chair, Vinod Tumar, for chairing this session. Thank you, sir, for your
Thank
valuable
you. Thank you so
time.
much. All the best to all the participants for their future work.
This is for you, sir, from us.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us, sir.
Thank you.
I would like to announce that all of you, it is my humble request that please turn on your camera so I can take a quick snapshot for the Glimpse ICTCS 2020. Give me a big smile so I can save it as memory and put it on as glimpse of ICTCS on website. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, you have to smile once again. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Stay
you.
safe, stay healthy.